Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, I am making a video about the fact that I've moved to two different places and always thinking that was going to be my forever home, and it didn't turn out that way. So, sometimes the reason I'm posting this and it's not so coherent, I haven't had all my coffee yet, obviously, and I'm posting this because sometimes we think we're sent somewhere, we think we're going somewhere because it's our choice and what we want to do, and and it's not a mission, it's an adventure for us. So we set out doing it and thinking everything's gonna work out. So long story short, I moved to Colorado, and when I moved to Colorado, I thought I was there to have adventures because I am a very adventurous person. I do love to travel. So literally, I thought I had gone there because I was going to, maybe hike and see some wondrous things, right? Colorado. I mean, who doesn't love Colorado, right? With all the snow and skiing and everything. I never made it to a ski slope. I never did more than go to Red Rock. That was it. I ended up working at a job that didn't pay me enough. Since it did not pay me enough to comparable, right, to the cost of living, I ended up looking for another job, and they hired me on right away. Suffice to say, it was the height of COVID, and literally I had anywhere between 1,000 to 3,000 per day patients that I had to swab and send the tests in, the PCR tests, to check to see if they had COVID. And if they didn't have COVID, they could return to their jobs or campuses, university. But if they did, well, obviously they couldn't. And then I also participated in other things related to COVID. But I say all that to say that after the year was over, I left and I went back home. And I didn't get into the water, get into the meat of things, because I guess that's not what I was meant to do there. I guess that's not what I was meant to accomplish, right? Fast forward 3 years, and then I was invited to come to see how New Hampshire was, and I thought I was going to stay here for the rest of my life. And it's beautiful. By comparison, Colorado is very rugged. It's very, very rugged. If she was a lady, she'd be butch. She's rugged. No offense to anybody out there. I'm a tomboy, myself, but not butch. And New Hampshire is softer. New Hampshire is more yielding. It's beautiful here. But yet, same thing happened again. I ended up, and I don't regret it. I'm not saying all this to say I regret it. So here, I took a job as a medical assistant, because that's what I am, a medical assistant instructor. And in 4 months' time, which is unheard of, I graduated 14 young adults. So now they're medical assistants, and they passed their certifications. And I'm very, very proud of that. Fast forward a little bit later, because I was going to come home. Things were not working out financially, because you have to make between 60 to 80,000 to be comfortable here in New Hampshire. It's a rich man's land. It's not for the poor. Otherwise, you have 3 to 4 and possibly 5 roommates, and I have never had a roommate in my life. So suffice to say, that was hard. when I arrived, I couldn't get an apartment because they don't go by renter's credit here. They go by credit score. And so people kept beating me out credit score wise. And I ended up waiting 30 days, which I had to live in my car because there was nowhere to go except back home. And I'm not the kind that likes to be defeated, so I didn't go home. Instead, I lived in my car for 30 days. And so, again, fast forward, I was going to leave, and then that same job told me, no, don't leave because we're going to give you another position, and it's with more pay. They jerked me around for 3 months, all my savings down the drain. I ended up in my car again, and so I said, okay, I'm going to rent a room just through the winter, which I did. And as soon as winter I thought was done, which wasn't, the end of March, I ended up leaving that house because the lady was driving me absolutely crazy. As I said, I do not do roommates. So I ended up working in Boston. I took a job in Boston because it did give me more money, but lots and lots of wear and tear on my car. And not to mention the fact that I had to get up at 5:15 every morning just to be to work by 9. By 9. So in the days that it did not snow, it took me 2 hours to get to my job. 2.5, depending on the traffic. And on snow days, 3 hours, because people don't know how to drive in the Boston area. Massachusetts, you guys have bad drivers. Anyway, I also took a job there helping people. My job was to find homeless people a house or to get them into a shelter. Sorry to say this, but the infrastructure is so broken in Massachusetts that was an impossible job. I could get them on the list, but then that was about it. Couldn't get them an apartment because it's not like back home where anywhere you go within the day, you are going to have somewhere to live. All you need is good renter's credit. It's not like that here. It just is not. So I did the best I could for the few that I got to work with in the 3 months time that I was there, and I'm very proud of that work. I'm very proud of helping them as much as I could. So what I'm saying is, sometimes we go to places thinking, yeah, this is an adventure, awesome. Oh, they're always in the water, they're always on the tracks, they're always hiking, they're always skiboarding or snowboarding. Said that wrong. Snowboarding. That doesn't mean that that's going to be your life. It's if you are someone who came to this earth on a mission and you think that you're going to be able to do and be and live your own life without any hiccups and without any issue and just be able to do whatever you want, that's not up to you all the time. It's just not. It's not up to you. Those 2 times I moved away from Texas thinking, I lived in Germany for 4 years. I can do this. I can do snow. I love snow, and I do love snow. Thinking that this was going to be like a reset for my life. I got to see different places and live a different type of life. No. For one, didn't do my research twice over. I just took people at their word when they said, oh yeah, come here, it's awesome. Maybe awesome, but you have to pretty much be well off in order to have an awesome life in both these states. The other thing that, as I said, I ended up taking a job with a gastrointestinal facility that did surgery for, colonoscopies and things like that. And it wasn't comparable to the cost of living. They only wanted to pay $16.50 an hour. In Colorado, there's just no way. No freaking way. And then Job Corps paid me at poverty level. And for me back home, well, that would have been a good pay. But here, no, it's poverty level. So that's why I keep making the videos and saying, if you make 40,000, if you make 45,000, you make 48, you're not going to be in good shape here. You're not going to be in good shape here. You need to make upwards of 60,000 through 80,000 just for yourself. If you have a family, you better be making $100,000 or more in order to raise your family, have your family well, and be able to take the adventures that I didn't get to have. It's beautiful and I don't regret it. I'd come again. As a matter of fact, I don't know. Maybe I'll be back one day. But you do have to take those things into consideration. That sometimes if you're ill prepared, you're not going to make it. You may have to go back home. I'm not going home because it didn't make it. I'm going home because there's things in the works, which I'm not going to talk about right now, that I'm about to embark on. And so I need to go back home in order to get those things done and started and done. But the other thing, the caveat, or I should say the caveat to all of this is that you may go to a different place, but you may go there for a reason that is far out of your control. I still stay in touch with my students, and they're very loving towards me, very grateful towards me, because they had sat around for 5 months without an instructor, so couldn't get into their adult life, couldn't get into their career because they had no instructor. So they're very grateful to me, and to me that's a legacy that I leave behind. So was this a total wash for me? No, not by any means. It was not. Both in the case management in Boston and also here as an instructor. No, of course it was not a waste for me. But at the same token, it was not what I bought into or bought in for. It's not what I thought it was going to be, because I literally thought, man, I'm going to learn how to ski finally. I didn't get to do that in Colorado. I'm going to come do it here. At the very least, snowboarding. Because I used to love to toboggan, for example, in Germany. And so I thought this was a great opportunity. But when I got here and had to live in my car, that was a rude awakening. But you know what? Sometimes you go to places as well so that you can grow familiar with the other side of your world. Because this is all part of America, but I didn't see this back home. Homelessness like this, never saw this at home. And the other thing is so that maybe you can have compassion for other people, because they don't have it as good as you do. And you thought you had it bad maybe in some instances, and then you go to other places and you're like, wow, it's either very lavish, the way people live, or very impoverished. Reminds me of Mexico. So anyway, and also you get to learn about different people. Like I said in other videos, I've never known one-to-one a Dominican. A lot of my students were Dominican. Of course, mixture of races, and that's neither here nor there, but I got to meet different people, eat different foods, experience a different culture. Like I said, just because you're Latin, that has nothing to do with that we're all the same. We all are different and unique. Back home, we're about to start Cinco de Mayo, come May 5th. So I'm praying to, by the time I get home, to be able to get some good footage for you guys, and that you can live through these cities and these cultures through my eyes, and you can experience it without leaving your home, your couch, your office, or even your car, like I'm doing right now. This is my endeavor, is to bring you entertainment, but also to show you different parts of the world that maybe you don't live in. Or if it is where you live, that you can take pride in me showing where you do live. The good, bad, and the ugly, because no place is completely positive or completely negative. And that's my endeavor for YouTube. And with these videos, besides being a tarot reader, but I was born clairvoyant and a medium, so I've always been intuitive. It's not like that's new. So I'm throwing, you know, videos in here and there for the tarot as well. And I hope they will be embraced. But if you don't follow tarot, hopefully you follow my videos of travel. And excuse that I don't have any makeup. I just woke up, you know, and washed myself up, brushed my teeth, and came to get coffee, and I'm off to work. So this is Victoria Violet, and I hope that you will enjoy being with me. And if you do, please hit the like button so that these videos can be distributed further along. And please do subscribe, because once I hit a certain ratio, they'll start letting me come live, and I can offer live readings for free. And then also, if you subscribe, you know, you help me to grow as a channel. And that is important. It also shows me that I'm doing something that you like, so that I can continue. Anyway, I hope that it wasn't too much of a bore to listen to everything I've gone through here. And I've enjoyed it. I don't regret coming to New Hampshire. I don't regret going to Colorado either. I met my padrino there, but we'll talk about another, you know, it's another video for another time about that. For those that don't know what a padrino is, it's called a godfather. So I will talk to you again. Bye.